friends, happy Wednesday and welcome to another Family Night Craft brought to you by Reading Public Library's Northeast Branch. It's Miss A behind the camera, and today we're going to be making cute little wood and felt keychains. So if you haven't already, make sure to pick up a Go Pack at the Northeast Branch Library. It'll have everything you need to make this craft except for a pair of scissors and a bottle of glue. I recommend tack glue for this, but you could also use squeezy spool glue. If you need scissors or glue, just let a librarian know. We're happy to give you some to use. As always, there'll be instructions in your Go Pack, but I think it's always fun to follow along. So the first thing we're going to do in this activity is trace out two circles. One out of this light brown felt, one out of orange felt. So what you want to start out by doing is taking your wooden circle and tracing it onto both of those pieces of felt. I like to do it to one of the sides, so if you need to use the felt for something else, you have plenty of it left over from this step. Once your circles are both traced, it's time to cut them out. Okay, once you have both your circles cut out, it's time to glue them onto the keychain. You're going to glue them on either side. The orange side will be a fox and the tan side will be the owl. So you might have to take the keychain out for this and also poke a little hole out of the felt for the keyhole there. All right, so I'm patting it down now, but you can see it is tan on one side now, orange on the other. So this will be my fox, this will be my owl, and if you bring it up close to the camera here, see if I can get it in focus. You can see that the little hole there is for the key, but we're gonna wait and put that back on at the end. So let's do our fox first. What I'm going to start out by doing is cutting another sort of circle. It can just be a rough circle. And you can always freestyle this with the felt yourself instead of doing it this way, but I'm just giving you some steps to sort of simply make the craft. Okay, so I have a rough circle shape here. What I'm going to do first is cut this in half. So I have two sort of semicircle shapes. I'm going to put these on the fox's cheek, but I want them to fit, so basically you want to hold it against here and see where you want to round out the edges. I'm just going to hold it on top of the keychain while I cut. Okay, so that looks better there. Let's do it on the other side. I've got my measurement and I can sort of just trim it nicely. Like so. And then just repeat it on the other one. Okay, so now that these cheeks are trimmed, I'm going to glue them on. Okay, so I have both my cheeks on. Now I'm going to cut two triangles out of orange felt for the ears. Right, so for this, I like to just put a little bit of glue up at the top where I want each ear. Just a little line. And then overlap your ear just a little bit so that the glue is sandwiched between your keychain and the ear. We're almost done with our fox keychain now. So what I want to do now is snip off a corner of this, a little triangle, to make my fox's nose. All you need is a little dot of glue to stick this one on. I'm just going to put it right on my piece. I guess a fox usually has a nose more around there. So if you want to look a little more fox-like, scoot it down, but. A black marker may be better, but I'm going to draw a little mouth here for my fox. And then you just want to stick on the two googly eyes. So as always at Northeast, we use sticky googly eyes here. So there should be a sticker backing on the back of your googly eyes. So just peel each of those off and then stick your googly eyes onto your felt keychain. And as I said, you can feel free to customize it. You could add a little tail for your fox with your leftover felt. You can do it a different way, however you want. I'm going to finish off by just painting on with the marker some little black or blue ear tips here. Added a few little marker strokes to look like hair, and here is my finished fox keychain. So I'm going to let this dry for a little bit, then I'm going to flip it over and do the back, and then finally we'll add the key ring. Okay, so to start with our owl, we want to cover up these ears from the fox. So if you've ever looked at a picture of an owl, they have those, if you're thinking of like a great horned owl, it looks almost like horns, those little feathers they have at the top floofing out, sort of covers their ear hole a little bit. So we're going to cut 2 triangles to cover up our fox ears and be sort of that horned owl feather. And you want to glue those on the same way you glued on your fox ears. Now I'm going to take the dark brown felt, and I'm going to cut 2 teardrop shapes. Now these will be the wings for my owl. And try to cut too big rather than too small to start. You can always trim them down if you put them against your owl and they're too big. I want my wings to be a similar size, so I'm just putting the first one I cut on top of the felt and tracing it with my scissors. You could also trace it with a pencil pen marker before you cut it out. All right, so now it's time to glue the wings on. Okay, so I have the little wings on the owl here. Now I'm going to add a beak and little feet. So for the beak, it's easy, cut a tiny little orange triangle. You could also do it in a brown fabric or a white fabric, whatever you want. So I've got a little orange triangle. Should only take a little dab of glue. And now this is optional, but I'm going to cut little orange feet for my owl. Like I said before, if it helps, you could draw it out first and then cut it out. But I just cut these sort of into little blocks, and then I'm cutting little triangles out of them to sort of form them into a foot shape. And because it's orange, I'm hoping it'll look okay coming out of the fox, because I can sort of make it look like little fox paws. All right, so actually to put these feet on, I've decided I'm going to fold up the wings a tiny bit so I can scoop them under here. So they don't look like they're on top of the wing, which would be weird. Okay, so I'll scoot that under, glue back on top, and I'm just going to repeat over there. Make sure to always put your glue cap back on your glue. But now the only thing left on this side is to add our sticky eyes. I also like to add some little marker details, so I'm going to draw a few little U shapes as sort of feather patterns on the wings. All right, so our little owl is done. I think he looks pretty cute. Our fox on the other side. I forgot it was a little face, so it's a little face with tiny feet, but I think it looks sort of cute. Okay, once it's a little dry, you want to put the keychain through. We're gonna try it now, but it might be a little too wet. Just note that it'll be a lot harder to put back on than it was to take off, since you have a lot more layers of thickness now on your keychain. Be careful. Ooh, I lost an ear in the process. Ooh. With more glue, it's easily fixable. Okay, friends, our keychain is ready. Here's what it looks like from the outside. From the fox side, I'll zoom out and let you see. So this is our final result. Let's see if I can get this a little better focused. Look like I have an owl for a head. But here are our keychains. I think they turned out pretty cute. So I hope you had fun with this week's craft, and don't forget to join us next Wednesday for another family night craft brought to you by Northeast Branch Library. Bye friends, and hope you're enjoying the rest of your summer.